Um, 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 I, when you see people both as the process of reality and then as the people, which one's more impressive? Which one's more impressive? Or is that more impressive? Is that more impressive? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Alright. Damn it. When you weave your hands like this, it creates a cool thing. You have to... Also, I learned something else. If you go like this, and then you tell someone to... If you point at the finger and not touch it, it's hard for someone to... It's hard for a person to pick the right to move the right finger when it's been pointed to, because you can't tell. We have so many fingers. Seeing people as both the process and the person, it's more apparent that they're gods, that we are it, and it is us. The thing is, consciousness being a oneness, it makes us all not just brothers and sisters. It's more than that. It's like we're all him or her. We're all it. We're all expressions of it. It's interesting to see the metaphor of the game scenario pushed to its most awesome. Someone asked me what sacred is. Sacred is really what you make it. Basically, it's just the sentimentality that one feels for any aspect of reality. Reality must be beautiful. It continuously develops. Like if you have an envelope and then you open the envelope, something is de-enveloping. And this reality began as a singularity and then poof into infinity, into greater and greater infinity. And we, it. But there's beyond that. I mean, there's obviously, I'm talking in a level, I mean, the whole idea of spiral dynamics and stuff like that, I mean, people talking about that stuff. I mean, I was thinking outside, I learned about that after I had already had, I mean, I didn't see it in terms of scales, but I did see it in terms of degrees of, what I call it is smartness. Smartness is a person's, how people interpret the information they're given. And the volume, of course, is intelligence. If you're smart and intelligent, then you would be a coral or a turquoise or a yellow. You're on the upper tiers. But the more smart you are, the more inclined you are to see to see the world more awesome and beautiful. I think the game aspect is probably an aspect of the coral. I think the way of seeing the world as a interactive, spiritual game that's being played by all aspects. The trees are playing it. The flowers are playing it. And they're all hinting towards these essences, these things like femininity, which is beyond all of them, because all of them express a degree of it. We as human beings have created, or in our manifestation have displayed, new forms or new degrees of femininity, but they were already there in nature. Felines are obviously feminine, and and the thing is, a female cat is more feminine than a male cat, and a male cat is more feminine than a dog, and a female dog is more feminine than a male dog. But they're expressed, obviously. They're observable things. They're observable expressions. That is what is awesome about reality. Those things that transcend. I call that metaphysics. Because where do you get from physics? Where do you get the laughter, the spontaneous gut laughter, or crying, or any of those kinds of, what else? Dancing. Those things are beyond the material that is moving, or is crying, or is laughing. There are things that are so mysterious about the world, but like when we eat, we take the food's taste for granted, perhaps we're thinking whilst eating, and so it becomes a bodily function instead of something that we appreciate. So it's having been in that malaise for so long, it's hard to appreciate even a simple meal. I would like nothing more than to be the first Jedi. I'd have to change my name. Or maybe not. I guess that's all I would want to say. I noticed that a lot of people were bored by the last videos. They were boring, I have to admit. They were boring. I don't, more or less this YouTube account is for the storing of my lost thoughts. If nowhere else. Anyway, I guess I'll make another video about different stuff. I'm mellow because I am so struck by love.